The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom. The Leo King will be live shortly. Please hold on while the collective consciousness loads, and thank you for being a part of the Leo Kingdom.
What is going on, everybody? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and we are live right now here at the Leo King Studios. It's been a minute since I've been live. Yes, there's been a lot of things going on in the universe, a lot of energy happening, and I thought that I would come today to talk about what the hell is going on. So we're live here on Facebook. If you've never been here on my Facebook Live, this is where we're going to talk about a lot of things going on in the astrology, look at some charts, have some fun, but we're also live here on Facebook, so I'm here to able to actually read what's going on in the chat. So make sure that you get here in the chat room. It's awesome because I am paying attention to what is going on inside. Quite a powerful, gosh, I've been trying to put it this way. I've been trying to say, oh, it's been quite a powerful week, and then I go, oh, it's been quite a powerful month, and then I look back and I go, oh, it's been quite a powerful couple months, and then it's like, fuck, it's been quite a powerful year. And then I go back and it's been, boy, what a powerful decade and what a powerful life it is. I mean, you can always look back and say, oh, it's been powerful, right? But the one thing that I can say that especially has happened over the last, well, I would say since I predicted this massive portal that opened just in the last 2.5, 3 weeks, is that this really has been a major change going on in people's life, not only with how they perceive, and I really predicted that it was like this May 9th through the new moon energy, this portal open. So May really was a month of opening up quite a big portal. But it's June that's walking through it now. And it really feels like we've come out of a massive change in ourselves, how we're viewing the world, how we're looking at life, and we're really ready to see where it's going to take us now. There's this great unknown, but a really positive unknown that's in front of us. Now, you could say that normally about life, but I feel like there has been some sort of completion that has happened in a lot of us. And there's this really fresh sheet of paper that's in front of our lives right now. And I titled this video Coming Home, because I feel like it's really important for people to realize that based off the astrology, and we're going to take a look at the planets actually right now here on the screen so you can see, we are coming home because within the next hour, literally, Mercury is going to enter Gemini, which is its natural home. Then we're going to have Venus, which has just entered into Taurus today, which is in its natural home. Now, the reason why I think that this is important to say is because these are personal planets. So personal planets in astrology are the planets that are relatively very close to the sun. You don't call Pluto, Uranus, or Neptune personal planet because it's not personal, it's not positive, it's not close by, it's not really relative to your inner world. When you're dealing with Mercury and Venus, these are very positive planets dealing with our mind, dealing with how we feel good in our life. And Venus went through a very difficult transit. It went through Aries and it went through a retrograde in Aries for pretty much the beginning here of 2017. So in all truth, I guess you can say, 2017 has been this really weird shift in relationships, how to feel better in your life, and changing how do you feel better, what your values are. And now that Venus has finally entered Taurus and Mercury is entering Gemini today, we literally are coming home. We're coming home to our soul again. It almost could feel like maybe we were lost for a while, or we had left for a while, or we were searching for a way to come back to a certain place inside of ourselves. And I feel that this week and the transits that are happening right now are allowing us to come back home energetically and to search and to find what that new home is as we move forward into these powerful new places that are opening in front of our lives now. Now, there's a great unknown. We've had this big, and if we go back to the chart, we've had this big square to Neptune over this weekend. And we had this big trine to Jupiter. And so, of course, as these major doors open, the Jupiter aspect, and Jupiter's coming back online here on the 9th, there's a lot that's about to open up in our life. But with the Neptune square, it's been a lot of questions. I think a lot of questions about, exactly, I might feel a little lost, or it's a little freaky or scary of the unknown that lies behind these new doorways that are coming up. I think that a lot has to deal with the moon in Scorpio that is really ending a long journey that goes back as far as you could say pre-2012. I'm a big believer in 2012. I'm a big believer in the shifting, not only of the Mayan calendar, but astrologically it was proven, and galactically it was proven. There was a major shift in 2012, and I think it's been a very long, hard, conscious shift for people. I think it's been also very positive. But for those that are awake out there, for those that have really felt the calling, it has been intense. It's been a very powerful awakening process. And this is finally going to be a moment in that awakening process that gives us more comfort in how we deal with this thing we call consciousness, this thing we call being awake and aware of your life. Because I think it's been kind of uncomfortable. It's like, becoming awake is actually the hardest thing to do. It's a harder life to live, even though it is an easier life in general. It's harder to transition from being so asleep and being so, I guess you could say, unaware of what's going on in reality and life and the changes that are constantly happening. And I think that the transition that we've gone through, that the earth has gone through, but not only the universe, but just the whole entire reality and human consciousness in itself has gone through in the last 5 years has been overwhelming. And I think that this moment here really brought us to a fresh new piece of paper with now being conscious. It's almost like we've never been able to write a piece of paper or write our life with such high conscious levels before. And it's interesting to see that the universe is finally setting us into a place now. Especially here, I've looked at this week as the marker, or at least June 3rd is the marker, with this Jupiter square Neptune and, the Sun square Neptune, Jupiter trine the Sun as this moment of, hey, we've made it. It's unknown. Who knows what's on the other side, but it's time to adventure. And with Jupiter coming online this week and with a full moon in Sagittarius, because if you look at the astrology one more time, this moon is about to move into Sagittarius by Thursday and into Friday and oppose the sun and have a major full moon. And this major full moon is about Jupiter. It is about opening doors, exploring life, seeing where the world's going to take us. And it's interesting that Jupiter will come online the same day and move forward. And there's a lot of gifts to receive. This is also the end of a karmic cycle because of the fact that Jupiter has been in retrograde. And when you have planets in retrograde, it does represent karma. And there is a lot of karma that is coming to an end. There was a lot of karma, especially when it comes to relationships and finding peace and harmony in our life, that is finally going to return and blossom and become in a great place. And with these planets that are personal to us being back home, it's like we are coming home in a weird way. But it might feel so weird to come back home with everything so... I can't describe this any better, but we're coming home in a way we've never come home before. We've always come home in our life, in our spiritual journey, I think, with so many things that we still need to keep working on consciously. And I'm not saying that the conscious work is over, but there's a point that we're reaching with this full moon and where we're at this week, that we're returning home with such a high evolution of consciousness that it now does become much more powerful in what you do with your mind, what you do with your soul, what you do with your life, and what you do with these powerful doors that are in front of you now. It literally is a free-for-all. I've been trying to say this since the beginning of my 2017 horoscope, that I believe that coming into the end of May and pretty much from now until we enter the end of the year when Saturn switches into Capricorn, and I guess we could even say until October when Jupiter moves into Scorpio, we have this very rare moment here where the universe is very flexible. The universe will offer any door that you want to open. And literally right in front of you right now is any doorway that you've ever wanted. Now, I know I could say that every spiritual practice says that at any moment any door is open, but I'm not a believer of that. You know, there's a moment when the rain comes and there's a moment when it doesn't. There's a moment when there's drought and there's a moment when there isn't. There's moments when the tide's up and you wish that the tide was down. Maybe there's times when the tide's down and you wish the tide was up. That's the whole beautiful thing in my life about God and astrology and the universe is we are not on the cycle of our own egotistical time, but we are on a timeline that is of a higher dimension, of a higher source. And for some reason, that higher source, that higher power has finally brought us to a point to where it wants us to use all the doors, all the flexibility, and take our life where we really want to go and however we want to go and however we want to see it. Because you will not see this much flexibility. You will not see this much fire. You will not see this much Jupiter aspect for a long time. I said in my last video this weekend during my wedding, especially during the Sun-Jupiter day, that you will not see this much Jupiter aspect, especially this week with a full moon in Sagittarius, a Jupiter direct, the Sun trine Jupiter this week, in positivity for years. Not until Jupiter comes back into Sagittarius, which is years away. I mean, it's like a year and a half away or whatever. Like, this is a while away until we're going to get this much powerful Jupiter stuff. So this week really is a fresh sheet of paper, a springboard, I like to call it, into a new future and to really go for it, especially with this awesome North Node in Leo that we've got going on, with this big eclipse that's coming here in August on the North Node in Leo, with Mars that will be coming in. You know, we don't need to jump with this springboard extremely fast. There's time. You know, the universe has Mars right now in Cancer, and if you look at Mars in Cancer, it's at its fall position, right? Mars in Cancer doesn't like to be there. Let's move all this out of the way. But if you look at Mars in Cancer, it's saying take your time through it, you know, get your emotions in the right place. Place yourself in the right, you know, energy spiritually and emotionally to move forward with. So as these doors are open now and we're ready to jump forward, we don't need to, you know, get in fifth gear right away. You know, sometimes clicking through the gears is the right way to go through life. Sometimes taking first gear and then into second gear and taking your time to go through them is okay. Just because the fact that the universe opened every doorway doesn't mean we have to run 1,000 miles an hour. I think we're tired. I think that we finally got here and we're catching our breath before we finally walk through it. The doorway is not going to leave or disappear on us. But it's about acknowledging that you're here, and it's time to get your emotions, your mind, your soul ready for this leap. That's what this is. The doors are open, but you know what? Use these doors. Use this power in the right way. Have enough energy to consciously go through it. You know, our mind, our body, our consciousness, however you want to look at it, gets tired. Even consciousness gets tired, for God's sake. There's got to be moments when consciousness takes a break, you know, where you can unplug for a second to make sure that you're looking at everything. Because being in the moment is great, but there's moments where we have to take a moment to pause, to observe the whole moment for what it is, to make sure we can also reflect back on the past and we reflect on our future and where we're going. And we're at one of those moments right now where, holy shit, here's the future, but uncertain of where it's going to go, at a very powerful knowing that we can really leap into great places and great energy, and not being afraid to take a step back for a second and review your past, your present, and your future. Not being afraid to really absorb everything that's in front of you, all the gifts that the universe is bringing you and has brought you to this point. Because over the next 48 hours, as Jupiter is stationing, which means stops, we are going to receive the last bit of gifts from the universe here. Now, I'm not saying that gifts aren't going to come tomorrow or next week or any time, but there is a gift of perception. There is a gift of that we need to look forward, that we need to look in a very broad perspective of our life, and we really need to own that now. We really need to not be afraid to take a moment and realize how beautiful this moment is. And realize that this is a marker moment. This is a marker in time that is shifting us into the future finally that we've been waiting a long ass time for, especially for those 2012ers, for those people that have been following 2012, for those people that have been following the shifting of consciousness, have been waiting their turn in line for a long time for consciousness to finally really blossom in a way that can make you manifest your dreams and manifest life the way that you want to. This is that powerful window right here. This is that powerful window that will change things forever. And I think that it is so important for people to be ready. And you've got to emotionally be prepared. You're not going to want to go into this, I guess you could say spaceship without having all the gear you want, without having all the oxygen in the oxygen tanks full, without having all the fuel to be able to fuel yourself to get where you need to go. This is a moment, it's okay that it's a paradoxical, weird moment, because as we feel like we need to jump, we at the same time, because we're finally here and we finally made it, we also need to chill and process it all. And take a moment with it all and relax in it all and feel it all out so we jump correctly. When Indiana Jones finally gets to the Last Crusade and he finally gets to the Holy Grail where he can get the cup of Christ and he has to put it on his father to keep him alive. It would have been a lot more fun and enjoyable if Indiana Jones would have been able to enjoy going through the 3 challenges and taking his time and really looking at, look at how they made it, and taking his time to talk with the knight at the end where he gets the cup and chill with him and ask him some questions. But no, in the movie, he's forced to run through the thing to save his father, and the second that he gets the cup of Christ, then he has to run to save it and put it on his father, and then his little Fraulein tries to bring the cup and cross the thing, and then the whole thing falls apart, and they have to run out of there in a minute, and they don't really get to appreciate the gift of the whole Holy Grail and the cup of Christ, or even appreciate the whole moment they waited their whole lives for. And that's what I'm afraid of with people, is when people get to moments where they've been waiting their whole life, or they rush into things so fast, or they rush into these huge, big moments, they're not taking it all in fast enough. They're running through it all, and then they get to a point to where they didn't get to stretch everything out as much as they could have. I hope that makes sense. Because I think it's important to stretch out the energy as much as you can at this time by making sure that you don't run through these great big options that you have in your life. Because with options means reviewing options. You don't go into the war room or the situation room as a president and the generals don't offer you one option. They offer you usually at least 2, 3, maybe 4. Because at any time, the decision you make in your life could affect not only all the people around you or people in the world, but it's important to make sure that you review every option that you have. And it's okay that there's a blindness about it. There's a lot of Jupiter-Neptune going on right now, not only in quincunx, because you can see right now Jupiter's at 13 degrees, stationing, about to come direct. And look at Neptune, 14 degrees. They're only 1 degree apart in their quincunx. But what's interesting is Neptune is about to go retrograde in the week that follows Jupiter direct this week. So next week and a half, Neptune's going retrograde. So these two are playing a very powerful role in our lives in how there is exciting doors that are very, very, very blind, but also very, very spiritually aligned, and you can feel the chess pieces coming together almost in an eerily kind of freaky, spiritual. I mean, for those that really are aware of consciousness, it's freaking awesome, and it's awesome to see, and it's full of so much greatness and life and light. But at the same token, I think that there's also this kind of like feeling like you just need to, you want to jump in so fast and jump into places. But with Jupiter's quincunx Neptune, like, you don't want to jump too far or jump or indulge too much or go too much without knowing all the facts. And that's why, of course, Mercury's now in Gemini. That's why Venus is in Taurus. Like, take your time, think everything through. Mars is in Cancer. Make sure that you have enough rest and enough energy to be able to handle all this energy and shifting of energy that's going on in life. So it's important for you to finally kind of take this moment and appreciate it for what it is and absorb it all and pay attention to every moment. Pay attention to every conversation. Pay attention to everything that is being built from the beginning to the end. When you build something in life, pay attention to even the trip to Home Depot or wherever you buy your things. Pay attention to every nail that you put in. Pay attention to you mixing the concrete. Pay attention to the concrete that is pouring. That is what Venus in Taurus is. That is what Mercury and Gemini is in tandem together at their home signs, is pay attention to every little piece. Because by doing that, you know what is the best option to do. You know what is the best option to go with in your journey. So I think that that's so important to pay attention to as you're looking forward right now, is absorbing every little piece of the puzzle, absorbing every little piece that is happening right now. And this full moon is a release. It's releasing us literally from old belief structures, old mindsets, and especially what we thought life could be or what we thought it would look like, and it's not looking that way. I think that this week is showing us it's all going a different direction than we ever thought. We never thought it would maybe look like this, and that's okay, and that's cool, and it actually is a positive thing, and it's a great thing. And it's about taking that journey or that magic carpet ride or taking that power of this new perspective that we're having inside of ourselves as we're appreciating the world that is showing up in front of us and appreciating every moment, appreciating every little thing that's happening at every second, because it's all a collective combination of what's going on with that. So that's how I'm looking at the planets with this full moon. And of course, we've got, coming home is kind of the theme, not only Mars in Cancer, Venus in Taurus, Mercury in Gemini, North Node in Leo, the solar eclipse is coming in Leo, the solar's coming home. There's a lot of things in the chart. Neptune's at home already in Pisces, right? If we take a look at, the chart, I mean, you've got Neptune's at home, you've got Mercury at home, you've got Venus at home. You got Mars in Cancer, even though that's the farthest from home, but there's an aspect of Mars kind of driving us to our home. You've got Saturn about to enter its home. Now, there's a lot of prophecies that talk about when planets all come home, there's some of the biggest moments in life. And I believe that what's going on right now is there's a lot that's building about coming home. Now, this whole notion of home, whether we call it our spiritual home, our physical home, or our emotional home, is about us coming into our soul's destiny, our true alignment, that everything is truly aligned without feeling so out of order or waiting for things to align up that makes us feel better. It's more like things are aligned right to make your life wonderful and great. I think that there's this notion that we're trying to, maybe some people out there might be still trying to search for, well, I don't know what it is and where it is, when it's right in front of you. I think that there's a lot that is ringing in this world and in this astrology right now and in what's going on in everything that's happening, that's saying that, everything's right in front of you right now. And you need to pay attention to it. You need to look at it in front of you at face value. This isn't a time to try and jump out or look in a different place. I think there's so much that's in front of you right now that the universe has showing you the way right in front of you right now. And to pay attention to that and to have the courage to jump through that hoop instead of escaping and hoping for another option to display itself that's based off your ego more. Like, well, I want it to look this way. I want it to look this way, and I'll just keep waiting, and I'll just keep waiting, and I'll avoid, and I'll avoid, and I'll go into a different place. I think that that's what part of the problem is we're already at home. Everything is coming home. Everything is the way that it's supposed to be aligned here. So there's a lot about listening to that blessing, listening to that aspect. And I think that's extremely important during these times, during this moment, during this astrology that I see right now, of course, which of course is the 6th of June. But by the 9th, when we have Jupiter direct and a full moon and all this, it really is about home and the new perspective of this home and the new perspective of what we call home and the new understanding of what we call that home, which is extremely powerful, which is extremely life-changing, you know. It's also interesting to see that this is a massive moment as the North Node is trining Uranus and finishing that transit. And will continue, but to be honest with you, this is it. This is what is about ascending you into heaven right now. And I know some people might think that that's crazy, or some people might think that that's ludicrous. But the truth is that heaven is right in front of your doorway right now. And there is a path to that place. And the elevator to heaven is here. And I think that there is this notion that people are hoping that it's going to show up differently or look differently or something. But really what it is it's saying, look right in front of you, appreciate what's in front of you, love what's in front of you, see that and believe that what's in front of you is the Messiah of love in front of you, that is the doorway to heaven, that there is no... I know a lot of people think that we got to go search more, but what I believe is with this transit this week, with this full moon, with this stuff that's happening with the node in Uranus, with Mars in Cancer, with everything, that, you know what? Take what's in front of you now, because it is great. Take what is in front of you now and realize it has the keys to unlock the doorway to heaven that you've wanted to reach. It's already in front of you. There is no more waiting for something to show up. So whatever's in front of you now, whatever's coming through on your text message, whatever's coming through on your Facebook, whatever's coming through in your normal life, whatever's coming through that's surrounding you now is the highest state that we could receive right now. And instead of looking at it as a mentality that we are lacking thereof, we need to see that we have gained so much and that this is the fuel and the energy in the tank that's going to take us to where we really want to go, and that it has arrived. And June is about that arrival. And because when you look ahead in July and August, those 2 months are truly about the rocket ship. They truly are about you riding this journey and riding this elevator to a higher place, to this ascension, to the place that you've been waiting for anybody that's been doing their conscious work for a long time. Or whether you want to call it also the true transition of the new earth, it really is here. And of course, with Uranus involved in the North Node, and with Jupiter and Neptune, and with Saturn and Sagittarius, I got to be dead honest with you all. It is not going to look the way you thought it was going to look. It's not the way that God intends it to be. It's going to look the way that we probably didn't believe it would look. And we can use a million different examples about that, whether you look at it politically or whether you look at it in your own life, or the way that your own ego thought that it would look or feel or perceive. But for some really weird reason, the universe is showing it in this way, and this is the way that will get us there, and this is the doorway that is the way to do it in your life, with the relationships in your life, with whatever business deals are in front of you, whatever people are in front of you, what other people are texting you or in your world. These are the doorways to those places. There is no waiting for other things to just show up. Like, it's pretty much showing up here this week. So, and a lot of it's already in front of you right now, since this is the last 2 days of Jupiter at this spot. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back in 1 minute, and we will see you back here on Leo King Live.
The Leo King app is the world's first and leading video and notification astrology horoscope app for iPhone, Android, and computer. Get daily spiritual videos and addictingly accurate notifications alongside weekly sun sign horoscopes, tarot videos, and exciting new age entertainment videos by celebrity astrologer and TV personality David Palmer, the Leo King. Join today. You have nothing to lose with a 7-day free trial and wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.
Wake up to astrology like you've never seen before. So, thank you for being here with me today, and thanks for watching today's program. Thanks for all the love and support in my personal life. With me getting married this last weekend, it was an extremely life-changing event for me, and I just want to thank everybody for the beautiful love and the comments that they left on our pictures, because it really was life-changing for me. And I feel like in my life, I can now move forward with knowing I have my partner in my life. And there's a lot of things to focus on now, especially with helping people become aware, with helping people through what I see is going to be the most intense 7 years of all time. I mean, from now till 2024 is overwhelmingly intense. And part of the reason why I'm here on this planet is to help people through and understand what's going to happen and help them through these major transits that are coming up in our lives. So thank you for that. And I do want to say that with everything that is going on in the world, don't let anybody, whether it's the news, people that surround you, or anything, make you feel like there is something wrong happening. There are so many right things happening in the world right now, in your own world. Pay attention to your life. Pay attention to the things that God's delivering in front of you, because the noises that are trying to tell you that bad things are happening, that the world is a dark place, that the world is wrong, is distracting you from the love and the positivity and the beauty that you could be enjoying right now. Thanks so much for joining me. It was truly an honor to have you guys here again with me. I will see you guys soon. I hope I see you guys on the app. Join the Leo King app, of course, so you can get my daily videos every day. I'm with you every day. Sun sign horoscopes, tarot videos, and, of course, weekly intuitive videos. Truly appreciate it. Thank you for everything. It was nice seeing everybody in the chat, and I will talk to you guys later. Appreciate everything. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys when I come back for my next live video. Late.
The Leo King app is the world's first and leading video and notification astrology horoscope app for iPhone, Android, and computer. Get daily spiritual videos and addictingly accurate notifications alongside weekly sun sign horoscopes, tarot videos, and exciting new age entertainment videos by celebrity astrologer and TV personality David Palmer, the Leo King. Join today. You have nothing to lose with a 7-day free trial and wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.
Wake up to astrology like you've never seen before.